plenty of guys like that. Obviously, we're gonna get into it here in a minute. But Skip Bayless, biggest hater of LeBron James and probably the even bigger than Warren.
Skip different.
You know what I mean?
It's
like, but he just would double down no matter what.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing would move the needle for him, even when he was wrong in situations. And I think that kind of leads into some people's frustration.
Nah, Skip a clown. Skip was a clown.
He ain't hold back on that one.
Skip a clown. And I try not to do that to people because everybody got their own way about going about things, right?
Right.
Who am I to say my way is better than this person? You know what I mean? But no, Skip is a clown though, because the way he moved, it wasn't genuine.
Okay.
I guess maybe that's what it is. Like if somebody talking and you really believe that the Lakers are going to the NBA Finals and you get it wrong, all right, it happens. It ain't no big deal. Like, damn, I thought they was gonna get it wrong, but Skip made a career off of just talking shit about people.
Right.
And that's what I don't respect.
Shannon Sharp definitely said that and exposed him on that for sure.
Yeah,
I was trying to talk shit to Shannon.
Well,
that's what we saw it live with the Tom Brady conversation, because Skip was riding hard for Tom Brady, and he rode so hard for Tom Brady, he basically disrespected his co-host and took his digs at him, which I knew then. I was like, 'cause I remember watching that in the morning when it was happening, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, this is over."
So where Shannon was like, "You taking a hit at me?" Like,
he said you would take a personal shot at me to defend Tom Brady, who you don't even know,
you ain't even met.
Like that's where I could see what you talk about as some clown behavior.
I mean, there is a lot of slander about Skip, but I do got to give him his flowers. He put a lot of people on.
Agreed.
He put a lot of people.
He put on?
He put on Shannon. He put on
Stephen A.
Shannon was already on TV.
Where?
He was on CBS doing the pregame show.
He was doing the pregame show.
I mean, he was, but I mean, Skip really gave him
an opportunity.
He gave him that seat for him to really show his personality.
Skip ain't do shit.
Skip was, no, wait. You know what? I hear what you're saying. Skip was forced to put Shannon in that seat because Stephen A. left.
So you think it wasn't him, somebody else?
No, it was the fact that obviously it's hard to work with Skip. If Stephen A. left, I mean, I understand that he got a deal, whatever, but Stephen A. was willing to leave at the same time, in the same way almost as Shannon Sharp was. Me personally,
right?
Well, I feel like was Stephen A. didn't. I think it was kind of the same thing with the whole 50 Cent and Game thing. Game wanted to do his own thing. He didn't want to be no G Unit soldier.
There.
Stephen A. is going to do him, and he's been as big as he's been.
Stephen A. been bigger than Skip Bayless.
Right.
Stephen A. been certified and verified. He been doing this since AI in 01.
He was big in Philly.
And then he was on Fox Sports when they got in pop. Stephen A. been him.
I think the one thing that I will give Skip for, I'm not necessarily for putting people on, because I think a lot of these guys, I think they would have, whether they got through then, they would have got through at some point, as long as nobody was hating on them. But the one thing I will give him credit for, I think it's hard to take away, is he really did he ushered in this debate style of sports media, like this whole thing about having two people up there talking, because that wasn't a thing. Usually they have a panel and they would just be talking about the highlights. Like they really wouldn't give their own like opinions about the players and stuff like that. Like what he started with the cold pizza with, I think it was Woody Page, and then that morphed into the First Take. And then obviously he left there and went to FS1.
Some would say that's the worst thing that ever happened to sports media.
Some people that's
the worst
true.
thing.
Yeah.
So if he bring,
Dan Levitard, I think said that.
If he bringing in crack to the neighborhood, I can't give him credit for that.
Okay.
Like he ain't helping nothing.
You think the debate shows bad?
Huh?
You think the debate shows are bad?
His style is awful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's awful. Having two people. I mean, this is what I do every day. Two people talk and share opinions and they talk about their opinions, but the idea of a forced debate, which is what he did,
right?
Like it got to the point where you didn't even believe what you were saying. It's just you have to be opposing. So that's clown behavior.
I get that.
And that's why I talk about.
It's the forced trolling too.
Yeah, and that's what you guys see. It's not genuine.
Yeah, I feel
it's not genuine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then people kind of mimic that, and that's whack. And before Skip, I would watch the sports reporters. Sports reporters come on every Sunday on ESPN, 8 a.m.
I love that show.
And they would talk about, like, it ain't about me agreeing with them or not. Like, they would say things, Mike Lupica, other guys would say stuff that maybe I don't agree with, but it was genuine.
Man, I love that
It was
platform.
this is how he felt about it. He said his 2 pieces.
Yep.
This other guy, he said his 2 cents or whatever the case may be. And that's how it was. The idea of having 2 people, once again, I make a living off 2 people talking about sports. I understand it and going back with their opinions and their POVs. But it's never orchestrated, it's never forced, and it's never built off of hate. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he built his whole thing on. He said, I'm attached to LeBron James, and I'm gonna hate on that. And I'm gonna hate on that man, and that's how I'm gonna take that rocket to the moon.
What's that show with Michael Wilbon and
Kornheiser? Yeah, PTI.
They were one of the first. To do it.
When he brought up the sports, a lot of people, bro. A lot of people don't know about that show. I love that fucking show, bro. I love that show because it was a very mature conversation about sports, extremely mature. And then at the end, I like their ending comments. They usually would say something at the end, but it was more like real.
That's a throwback.
Like, bro, that threw me back for a second.
If anybody watching this, they probably like, man, Casey, you hating Skip, you hating on Skip.
Hey, that's your opinion.
But
that's how you feel.
I don't respect the way he went about things because it was built.
I don't like him either.
It was built in negativity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and that's just not. I just don't think that's cool.